Hi there, Loy Machedo, Sweeney from LoyMachedo.com. News Loy Machedo. Today, the date is 11th April 2016. Time right now is 10:12 in the morning. Okay, I got this question from someone. Loy, what is the Panama Papers and what's so great about it? Okay, fine. I just did a little bit of research and this is what I found out about the Panama Papers. Now, the Panama Papers are 11.5 million documents, supposed to be secretive documents, which kind of exposes the people who have been, politicians, the rich guys, who have been trying to avoid taxes, because in some countries there's a 40% tax. So for every $100, 40 to 45 bucks, that's almost half of what you have. They have been able to avoid paying taxes by, depositing it in offshore accounts. So these are kind of like these offshore tax havens, which are totally legal. And now, it has suddenly kind of exposed all of them. Now, the big question is not whether, what are the Panama Papers, rather, do these leaks even matter? If you actually consider, three or four of the biggest leaks, let me just Google this one before I tell you. Okay, now, the biggest leaks that have taken place, all right, have been you've got the Iraq and Afghan war diaries, okay, that have taken place. You have had the Snowden files, which have come. It's about they talk about the books have come out of the world's most wanted man. Then you have the Swiss leaks, which spoke about banks, and now you have. Also, the WikiLeaks. So you have Iraq and Afghan war diaries, the Snowden files, the Swiss leaks, and the WikiLeaks. So these have been, four of the biggest leaks that have ever taken place. Okay. Now, what happens is, they have released all these documents. WikiLeaks have not. My bad. WikiLeaks have not been part of the leaks, but they've kind of exposed all these people with all these. Secretive stuff that people have done. So now, if you actually, run down to what they have exposed, war crimes, mass surveillance, tax evasion, they have kind of exposed the rich and powerful when they've tried to protect their wealth, or when they're manipulating their wealth, or they have kind of exposed all of them. But then, if you actually look at it, not a single person has been held accountable, except those whistleblowers. For example, if you see even September 9/11, there's so many conspiracies about it. The questions, where were these aircrafts that crashed in the Pentagon and all this stuff? Nobody has been held accountable. Nobody. And they have claimed these weapons of mass destruction, and that's why they had this war. And normally US has wars on countries that have oil. They don't have wars against countries that don't have oil. For example, Syria. Okay, they have had more focus on Iraq and all these other places. So what happens is, people know what is going on, the bullshit that goes on, but nobody is held accountable except those whistleblowers. That is where politics comes into play. Now here, in these so-called Panama Papers, you have 12 heads of states, 60 plus politicians, and so many thousands of others, big guys, from Putin to everyone else. Currently, the impact that we did see is thousands of Icelanders protested in the streets of Reykjavik. I don't know, why do they have always these weird names? Thousands of Icelanders protested. Iceland is a good place, okay? They have a lot of power to the people, so the Prime Minister of Iceland resigned. Austria is investigating two banks. It is Raiffeisen and Hypo Landesbank. Okay, that is the name of the bank. So they're investigating, and Australia is investigating 800 people. They also have mentioned, Vladimir Putin or his allies. It's not very clear on that. Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko, and obviously in India you have the biggest name, that is Amitabh Bachchan. Okay, he's an actor. He's a very famous guy. So now, the fact of the matter is, what is going to happen? What are they going to do? I doubt anything is going to happen to majority of them, even though few people have been, named and shamed. Because you need to understand these offshore tax havens. They kind of store like third of the wealth. How much is third of the wealth? Just to give you an idea, the entire gross domestic product GDP of US is 17.42 trillion. 17.42 trillion. while there in this Panama, offshore accounts, they have $20 trillion. 20 trillion. The number of zeros you need to, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. From there the digits start. 20 trillion. It's like, wow. So how does it impact the country? It means a less amount of money for infrastructure, health, education, government programs. Okay, the government does this. But you can't do anything because 70% of Fortune 500 companies, especially in the US, they hold 2.1 trillion in offshore accounts. And if you consider the biggest behemoth, that is Apple, holds 181 billion in offshore tax havens. Okay, so if you start crucifying all these companies, there's going to be an economic collapse. So I doubt anyone's going to get punished with this, except a few dummy names where people have many enemies and they want to destroy them. But apart from that, I doubt anything else is going to happen. So this is what the Panama Papers is all about. And this is why I personally feel Panama Papers, they don't matter. Because at the end of the day, money talks, power talks, and these powerful, rich, big guys, nothing's going to happen to them. Okay, so Loy from LoyMachedo.com and LoyMachedo.com is sharing with you what are the Panama Papers and why. Seriously, they don't matter. End of the day, nobody is a straight guy. Nobody is, goody-goody. Everyone's corrupt. Money talks, power works. That's the bottom line. And that's what Loy says. Let me know what you think. Love to hear from you. Goodbye for now.